I love two-channel, but multi-channel home theater is a big deal for me. It's really close to my heart,
Yeah.
and I was really happy to see this product announced, because it looks like a winner to me. I mean, it's just it's beautiful, and it does everything that you need it to do, and I hope that it sounds as good as it looks. Just yeah, go ahead and tell us about it, but this is just outstanding.
Well, thanks for those kind words, and I really appreciate that. I can't tell you how much, because this has been a difficult product to design, in part because it was designed during the pandemic.
Mhm.
And it was designed, the design process began just before the AKM chip fire, the factory fire that destroyed the AKM chip
Yep.
factory. This was filled with AKM chips when it was first designed, which meant that we had to switch over to ESS chips, which produce more heat. Um, uh, and so we had to redesign the heat sinking and the heat dissipation aspects of the unit. There are all kinds of things. I won't go through the trouble of it, but what has come out, the result of it, I really, really love. And I say this in part because it might be important to know, or it might be interesting to know, that I have a parallel career as a film teacher and video producer, with a
Really?
specialty in film sound, and have worked with a lot. I've actually worked for and with Dolby for a while, and interviewed and worked with dozens of Academy Award winning sound designers and like. And I know what goes into creating a surround sound movie soundtrack. It is an art of such incredible sophistication, and works in ways that we're not even aware of, as they essentially shift our attention and manipulate our emotions just through the use of sound. And it always concerns me a little bit when people make this artificial distinction between music and movie sound, prioritizing music as somehow being the superior, or more sophisticated, when in fact music is really, in the usual kind of division of this, only 1/3 of a movie soundtrack. It's
Mhm.
music, it's
Yes.
dialogue. Dialogue is the thing that our ears are most attuned to, and that we will immediately recognize as not being recorded appropriately for the environment in which the voice is coming from. And then there are the effects. And when we talk about effects, it's not just the big explosions. It is those tiny details that you and I are aware of every day. And in fact, on Hollywood sound stages and mixing stages, there are terabytes of just the ringtones of cell phones, so that they can select the precise cell phone, because they know that if the cell phone that rings and the audience has identified what that is, if it's not the right tone, it'll take them out of the movie. All of a sudden, it will not seem real. It will seem false. And so all of this is done to create this amazing fabric that we then enter into, that is this incredible experience. And so this product really exemplifies our desire in our Primare practical design approach to pack in as much as we can with the highest level of performance, so that no matter what you want to look at or listen to, you'll be able to have that with as good a quality as we possibly can provide. And so that means that we've done a few things that make it maybe a little bit different than what others might be. So it's a 9-channel amplifier built in, 11 channels of processing. You have the ability to add another pair and a A35.2 stereo amp, for example, to get to the full 11 channels.
Right.
We also then, with the same kind of power supply that we're using in A35.8, it allocates, it's adaptive, so it allocates its power delivery to the various channels. So while this is rated at 90 watts, 9 channels driven, at any point, if a channel demands it, it can deliver up to 145 watts. So here again, to use the example I've already used, left, center, right is playing this massive soundtrack, not much happening in your upper speakers. The power that's being delivered to the upper speakers is only sufficient to do that job. Any additional power is being sent to your left, center, and right speakers. And then additionally, kind of because of how well I think bridging and biamping our stereo amps have been, you're able to biamp with this integrated amplifier, the
Right.
left and right speakers. And so at that point, you go to effectively 290 watts per left and right channel in a biamp mode. And so it really provides that capability then for music and movies. We designed this for music and movies. For whatever you want to listen to, whatever you want to experience, we'll hopefully deliver the best possible performance. Now, we've also put in Dirac so that you can do the amazingly sophisticated surround sound processing, DSP processing that they provide. I should mention it's also a Swedish company, but I'm not saying that's why we included them in the
No,
product.
it's one of the leaders in the industry is why. It's
Oh, it's
amazing that
amazing, the precision, and that's the only thing that maybe people should be aware of, is that its capabilities are so great that while any consumer can use it to great effect, it offers up a whole range of sophisticated and subtle alterations to your system that in some cases you may even want to get a professional to come help you with it, because it is so extremely capable in what it could do, down to the finest kind of minute adjustment details. And most importantly, it folds in the phase relationships which a lot of the other digital signal processing systems don't do. And that's really critical as we move into the immersive sound systems, as opposed to the channel balance adjustment sound design that happens in movies. And so I remember the transition when Alan showed me Atmos for the first time. It wasn't called Atmos yet. And we were talking about how you had to adjust the output of the different various channels to be able to play sounds in various locations in the sound field. And when he said, all we need to do now is point, and he just pointed to where he wanted the sound to come from, and it came from that spot.
right.
It came from just up there. Oh, just up there. And it was remarkable what we can do now, or what they can do now in the production of it, and then we can do in the reproduction of it. That phase relationship that Dirac is able to provide is critical to get that last little bit of subtle differentiation among the various channels.
Now, when is the this product is still not yet released,
Oh, it's
correct?
just released. I'm so happy we're talking about it now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
so
just
it is
released.
out there. You can purchase this now.
Yep. Yep.
That's outstanding. Yeah, and you know and this is a rather reasonable price too. Um, that
I'm glad you think so, because we worked really hard to, again, try to make it accessible. We want this to be, again, our goal is to provide the best possible experience for the greatest number of people. And so there's always that balance, again, log. We very carefully judge what it is that we put into the various products, which kind of informs our primary practical design approach. We put everything into balance. How much will this cost, not only in real terms, like in retail price, but how much will it cost in future maintenance and management? Does it really provide a substantial improvement in performance that warrants its inclusion in the product? Or is it included simply for, and I'm going to say a horrible word, marketing purposes, when in
right.
actual fact, it may not have really the kind of use value that a customer might expect as they look down a features list?
Yes.